Tonight, breaking news in New York City, the deadly police shootout in broad daylight when a suspect opens fire. Also, the major cross-country storm tonight, the east set to get hit with heavy rain and snow, damaging winds. And the JetBlue flight and the near miss, what the pilots had to do. First tonight, this deadly confrontation unfolding in front of witnesses on the streets of New York. Police trying to arrest a suspect barricaded in. The suspect then opening fire on police and Katersky on the scene. This powerful storm system moving east, heavy snow and flood threats from Colorado straight over to Florida, then right up the East Coast, the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Rain, snow, damaging winds, and Rob Marciano times it out. This close call on the runway, the video showing a JetBlue passenger plane pulling up sharply during takeoff to avoid a head-on collision. How did this happen? The high-stakes meeting in Israel, President Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, urging Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to scale back the assaults on Gaza. Netanyahu's response tonight, James Longman standing by in Israel. Meantime, the terror arrests multiple countries, the Hamas threat elsewhere. Tonight, the terror raids in both Denmark and Germany amid the FBI here in the U.S. warning that the threat level is high. What the FBI director has said. The young pregnant wife, her life in danger, and the lawmakers and the Texas State Supreme Court making the decision for her, blocking her abortion in Texas. Tonight, presidential candidates now being asked about this, and Diane Sawyer and Rachel Scott, with women who were pregnant and faced health risks too, told they could not have an abortion. So who should decide this? Tonight, outside New York City, the doctor and wife from a reality show under arrest now, using the identities of other cast members, police say, and authorities tonight on what they were allegedly doing. Tonight, the disturbing scene on the court, NBA star Draymond Green suspended indefinitely for hitting another player in the face. What the NBA is now saying tonight about his future. The scene that halted commuter traffic in New Jersey straight into New York City. Look at this, the bull on the loose running down the train tracks. Tonight, where did the bull come from? And last night, Oprah was here with her list. Tonight, your ideas, your Made in America gifts, and we'll go right down the list.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. We have several developing stories as we come on the air tonight. This major cross-country storm moving right into the east. Heavy rain, snow, damaging winds, major travel impacts here. Also, terror arrests across Europe, the Hamas threat now, and what the FBI has said here in the U.S. But we do begin tonight with the breaking news here in New York City. This dramatic confrontation between the NYPD and an armed man on the Lower East Side. The man is suspect in an unsolved shooting on the Upper East Side of New York, holding police off for more than 2 hours. Officers from the Violent Felony Squad arriving to question the man at a high-rise apartment building. He barricaded himself inside the apartment, officers talking with him, trying to get him to surrender, even sending a drone into the apartment, the officers then moving in. That's when the suspect then opened fire. ABC's Aaron Katersky tonight leading us off on this dramatic scene playing out with pedestrians and onlookers right here in New York, witnessing it all.
Tonight, a deadly standoff in Lower Manhattan playing out in front of witnesses gathered on city streets, watching the NYPD as officers were forced to open fire after a shooting suspect turned his gun on them. Police came to this apartment on Eldridge Street on the Lower East Side just before noon, looking for a suspect wanted in connection with an October shooting.
They tracked the suspect down to this apartment here, and you can see the police tape.
When police arrived, the suspect barricaded himself inside a bathroom with a 9mm handgun. Officers making contact.
They're just taking their time talking to him, trying to get him to surrender peacefully.
Dozens of officers swarming the scene, sending a drone through an open window from the street. The suspect swatted it out of the air with a broom. Police then sent in this robot. Officers following, guns drawn. Police said the suspect, identified as Kent Edwards, opened fire, striking an officer in his protective vest. This ballistic shield also hit. Officers returned fire, and just before 3 in the afternoon, the suspect was pronounced dead.
When you talk about a close call, of course it was a close call. You have 3 bullets into the bunkers, which could have easily been 3 bullets inside our offices.
Police here at the scene talked with this guy for about 2.5 hours, David, before the gunfire. He has 11 prior arrests, most recently February for rape. The officer who was struck in the vest is going to be fined tonight. David.
Aaron Katersky leading us off here tonight. Aaron, thank you. We turn now to this major winter storm at this hour, heading across the country, out of the Rockies, straight across Texas and into the south, then sweeping up the East Coast. Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City will all deal with this. Major travel issues expected along the I-95 corridor, just as the early holiday travelers set out in the country. In Colorado Springs tonight, take a look at dangerous combination of snow and freezing, fog, the low visibility there. Cars sliding off the road, others trying to get traction, spinning their wheels. Heavy rain and damaging winds on the way for the east. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano back with us tonight, timing this out. Hey, Rob.
All right, David, this thing now pulling into Texas. You saw the mess it created there. New Mexico, a foot of snow. By tomorrow, it's already to Dallas and Houston. We're looking at a line of storms that's going to bring heavy rain there, crossing I-35, also into parts of Shreveport. And then there's a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to phase with that, and that's when things really get messy. Look at Florida again. You can't take any more rain. Orlando, Miami, all day Saturday, heavy rain, and the winds are going to start cranking up as well. Georgia, the Carolinas, Saturday night into Sunday, Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, into Monday morning. Our computer models now slowing things down to where the worst of it could come during the rush hour Monday morning. D.C., Philly, up through Boston. Look at all the rainfall, 5 to 10 inches in spots. A high-impact storm for everybody on the East Coast. David.
Rob Marciano with us again tonight. Rob, thank you. We turn now to the investigation into a very close call on a runway in Colorado. Video showing a JetBlue passenger plane pulling up sharply during takeoff to avoid a head-on collision with another plane. The tail of the passenger plane hitting the ground. What these pilots had to do. ABC's Mola Lenghi in Colorado tonight.
Tonight, less than a week from the busiest travel period of the year, new video showing a JetBlue plane with 102 passengers on board slamming its tail on the runway to avoid what could have been a head-on collision at a small Colorado airport. Federal investigators say the January 2022 JetBlue flight from Hayden, Colorado, bound for Fort Lauderdale, was speeding down the runway when the JetBlue pilot pointed the nose of the plane up quicker than normal due to a small King airplane preparing to land and closing fast. The pilots on the small plane startled, communicating to the JetBlue crew, "I hope you don't hit us," forcing the JetBlue captain to bank right immediately after takeoff. The pair saying they never saw the other plane that was about 2 miles away. That airport has no air traffic controllers. All this playing out amid an alarming number of near misses on runways across the U.S. In January, a Delta plane almost colliding with an American Airlines flight that was on the wrong runway at JFK. The incidents prompting top aviation officials in November to testify on Capitol Hill that a shortage of air traffic controllers is leading to fatigue and distraction.
David, ultimately that JetBlue plane safely diverted here to Denver. Since that incident, JetBlue says it's developed new training for its pilots to better handle small airports without air traffic controllers, David.
That was really something. Mola Lenghi tonight. Mola, thank you. The major headline overseas tonight, the Hamas threat elsewhere. Tonight, major raids from Denmark to Germany, with Hamas allegedly plotting revenge attacks in Europe now. Officials in Copenhagen announcing the arrests of 7 suspects in a joint investigation with Israeli intelligence. German police arresting 4 suspected members of Hamas accused of gathering weapons for a potential attack on Jewish institutions there. Meanwhile, here in the U.S., we've been reporting here that FBI Director Christopher Wray has repeatedly warned of the threat here, saying the highest terrorist threat environment since 9/11. Wray has said, quote, "I see blinking lights everywhere I turn." Meantime, in Israel tonight, the U.S. now ramping up the pressure on Israel. President Biden's National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is there, urging Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to scale back the assaults on Gaza. What Netanyahu is now saying tonight, and President Biden now weighing in. James Longman in Israel again this evening.
Tonight, that high-stakes meeting in Israel.
Thank you for your support.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan urging Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to scale back the most intense fighting amid the soaring civilian death toll in Gaza.
He did talk about possible transitioning from what we would call high-intensity operations, which is what we're seeing them do now, to lower-intensity operations sometime, in the near future.
A U.S. official confirming a report in the New York Times that a lower-intensity operation may involve the use of smaller groups of elite Israeli forces that would carry out more precise missions to find and kill Hamas leaders, rescue hostages and destroy tunnels. President Biden weighing in.
I want them to be focused on how to save civilian lives, not stop going after Hamas, but be more careful.
Tonight, a U.S. official confirming that nearly half the air-to-ground munitions that Israel has used in Gaza have been unguided.
so-called dumb bombs. Experts say dropping those bombs from lower altitudes, which a Pentagon official claims Israel is doing, can boost their precision. And Netanyahu defiant, saying Israel is more determined than ever to continue fighting until Hamas is eliminated.
The Israeli military is releasing this video showing dozens of men with their hands up surrendering, claiming they're Hamas militants who were operating inside a hospital. For the Gazans living under Israel's relentless bombardment, desperation and fear, nowhere is safe. And after 69 days of fighting, concern for the more than 100 hostages who are still in the hands of Hamas. Our Inez de la Katara sitting down with recently freed hostage Raz Ben Ami. The 57-year-old was kidnapped with her husband Ohad on October 7th.
I want my husband back.
Raz was released 2 weeks ago, today clutching the hands of her 2 daughters.
Are you okay? How can I be okay when he's there and I'm here? And we miss him. We want our family back together. That's what we want. That's all we want. Our family back together.
The Biden administration wants Israel to move to a more tactical, targeted operation as soon as possible. But they also want a plan for the future of Gaza, not just the end of Hamas. David?
James Longman in Tel Aviv for us again tonight. Thank you, James. Back here in the U.S. into the very personal issue of abortion, the case making national headlines. The young pregnant wife, her health in danger, and the Texas state lawmakers and that state's Supreme Court making the decision for her, blocking her abortion in Texas. Now, presidential candidates are being asked about this. Tonight, Diane Sawyer and Rachel Scott with women who were pregnant and faced health risks too, and told they could not have an abortion as well. So who should decide this? Here's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, the young pregnant wife from Texas. Her doctors say her health was in danger, that her baby had little chance of survival, but she was blocked by the Texas Supreme Court from getting an abortion. This deeply personal struggle now forcing candidates for president to address how they feel about Kate Cox's ordeal. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
It seems to me this should have been a pretty easy decision, and the Texas Supreme Court got it wrong.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley suggesting a female president might be better at this, saying, I don't think the fellas have known how to talk about it. Telling our own John Carl today, it's up to Texas to change the law.
Now it's up to the legislature in Texas to say, how do we make sure there are no more Kates that go through that?
Diane Sawyer and I sat down with 18 women from 10 different states who face life-threatening emergencies and severe complications with non-viable pregnancies, but were denied access to abortions.
Is this a debate over abortion, or is it a debate over health care?
Health care. It's a debate over human rights.
We also spoke with doctors like Amelia Huntsberger in Idaho, who told Diane the law's exception to save the life of the mother is vague and dangerous.
Is 25% chance of death, is that enough? Does she have to have a 75% chance of death? Who gets to decide? Do you want the government making your medical decisions?
These are some of the state politicians around the country who supported the abortion restrictions currently in place. There are over 2,000 of them. They are overwhelmingly male. In Idaho, abortion is banned outright, except in cases of rape and incest and to save the life of the mother.
Yes or no? The health of the woman's irrelevant? Yes or no?
I would say it weighs less, yes, than the life of the child.
For Dr. Huntsberger, it's all too much.
It feels like state-sanctioned suffering.
This summer, Dr. Huntsberger and her husband, who was also a doctor, decided they were no longer able to take care of their patients under these conditions, and they moved out of Idaho.
I had the privilege of serving a community that I love for more than 10 years. It's been really hard, and I don't have any regrets about the decision that we've made.
Doctors we spoke to told us that the more state lawmakers in the courts make decisions about their patients' health, the harder it is to care for them. In fact, in states with complete abortion bans, there has been a significant drop-off in OBGYN doctors who want to practice there, David.
This has started a real conversation all over again. Rachel Scott with us tonight, and we should point out that Rachel is joining Diane Sawyer for this in-depth report, what so many women are now facing, the report on Impact by Nightline called On the Brink. Diane and Rachel uncovering the harrowing stories of pregnant women who have medical emergencies in states with laws restricting abortions and the doctors caught in the middle. It's streaming right now on Hulu. Rachel, thank you again tonight. To the other news this evening and to Ukraine. Tonight, the European Union agreeing to open negotiations for Ukraine to become a member. This all comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin was sitting down for his annual televised question and answer session, making clear he thinks that Western support for Ukraine is waning, with aid being held up by Republicans in the U.S. Congress. Putin saying he's open to peace talks, but on Russia's terms, saying he's not willing to compromise, saying, quote, peace will come when we achieve our goals. Here at home tonight and to the economy, stocks reaching a record high for a second day in a row now after news interest rates may be coming down. The Dow surging to another all-time high after the Federal Reserve signaled they will lower interest rates 3 times in the coming year, meaning lower mortgage rates, credit card costs, and auto loan rates, among others. When we come back here tonight, the doctor and wife from a reality show pleading not guilty, accused of using the identities of other cast members. Tonight, authorities on what they were allegedly doing. Also, this disturbing scene on the basketball court, the NBA star suspended indefinitely tonight. And the scene that halted commuter traffic in New Jersey straight into New York City, the bull on the loose, running down the train tracks. In New York tonight, a husband and wife who appeared on the reality TV show Below Deck are now charged with illegally obtaining prescription opioids and stealing the identities of the crew on that show. Dr. Francis Martinez and his wife Jessica pleading not guilty on Long Island today. Prosecutors say they flooded pharmacies with prescriptions for oxycodone using the names and personal information of some of the crew. The cast was not involved. Tonight, NBA star Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely for hitting another player during a game. It was alarming. Green was ejected from the Warriors game after hitting the Suns' Yusuf Nurkic in the face on Tuesday. He was also suspended for choking a player a month ago. The league pointing to his, quote, repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. Tonight, the NBA saying he's expected to receive counseling before then being allowed to return. When we come back here tonight, this is really something. The scene that stopped the commuters in their tracks in New Jersey, right into New York City. This bull on the loose, on the tracks, and you'll see it. And then our Made in America Christmas. Last night it was Oprah. Tonight, your ideas coming up. To the index and to the scene in Newark, New Jersey, stopping commuters in their tracks today. A bull somehow getting loose and running along the New Jersey transit tracks this morning. It apparently escaped somewhere near the airport. Authorities still don't know tonight where it came from, now taken to an animal sanctuary. And helping the heroic workers of New York City's City Meals on Wheels. Today, members of our 2020 team joining City Meals on Wheels, boxing meals for those in need in all 5 boroughs. There are 5,000 Meals on Wheels programs across the U.S. Here in New York, they deliver 2 million meals a year. Deb and I and the 2020 team packaging 3,288 meals. The real work we know by City Meals every day. When we come back here tonight, your Made in America gift ideas just in time for Christmas. Funny tonight here, we asked for your one thing, Made in America, under the tree this year. Tonight, our great Made in America Christmas is back, 12 years and counting.
Look at this beauty.
Then from Texas, the jalapeno brittle.
Oh, there's that Texas kick. Hi, David.
To the Point Reyes Farmstead Cheese Company and their celebration platter in California. Tonight, your ideas pouring in snowy North Conway, New Hampshire, the store that delivers Christmas year-round. The Christmas Loft, 40 workers during the holiday season.
Hi, David.
Co-owners Greg Vanderveer and Stephen O'Farrell.
We're so excited to show you some beautiful Made in America ornaments that we sell in our store.
These cute ornaments are handmade by Priscilla Rocky in her home in Durham, Connecticut.
These are beacon design ornaments made in Lincoln, Rhode Island.
These are some of our most popular ornaments in the store, Heart Gifts by Teresa.
The handwritten messages. You put the grand in granddad. And if grandmas were flowers, I'd pick you. And we went to find the team who made them in Kannapolis, North Carolina, outside Charlotte.
Well, hi, David. Welcome to Heart Gifts by Teresa. I'm Teresa Tebow. Come on in and see what we do.
Teresa inviting us in. Hundreds of unique designs like grateful. These workers sure are. 8 painters working every day, year-round. One artist can make as many as 175 ornaments a day. And from Plano, Texas tonight, the company Seasoned Straws.
Hi, David. Happy holidays from Texas.
Co-owners Julie Drake and Ben Roots and their big idea, flavored straws.
Straws don't seem to do a lot, so I thought add a kick, add a spice, add a flavoring.
The holiday straws, peppermint, pumpkin spice, espresso chocolate, and cinnamon sugar.
We've got ingredients from New Jersey, from Tennessee, Florida.
10 workers in all. Norma adding the white chocolate.
Happy holidays.
And in Chandler, Arizona tonight, outside Phoenix.
Hey, David.
The Chaudhry family, Mehul, Kumar, and Durti, and their big idea for anyone in your family who likes Indian food. They say grow your own ingredients right here in America, the curry leaves.
We specialize in curry leaf plants at Kumar's Garden, and everything we source from seed to the materials for boxing and shipping is all made in America.
8 workers shipping 20,000 plants a year.
We want to wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
While back in North Carolina tonight, Teresa and the team telling us they'll be painting right up until Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
And we're not done yet. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.